That wasn't it. What's this?
Hey guys.
Well, what's up, fellas?
It's Monday.
Man, it's Monday. We just got off of a 2-week vacation.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Wasn't a great vacation, but yeah, it was a 2-week break. We got nobody watching, so we can talk whatever we want to talk about. You see that? Did you guys like the way that intro started? I got a quick YouTube question for you. So on my YouTube screen, right, watching it, it does a commercial at the very beginning. So
yeah,
they kind of missed the part of the intro. Is there a way when I set this up that I can tell it not to do a commercial at the beginning of the video? I think
I think you can go to you can go into your like you would an old video, go to your live stream and go in there and you can change the ad settings and you can turn off pre-roll ads.
That's what I need to do for this. Hey, we got some folks in the house finally. Danny Baker.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We got
Happy Monday.
What's up? We got David Martin's in the house. What's up, David?
What's up, David? Roland, Danny, good to see you guys.
Hey, all the important people are here, right?
Yeah, the crew.
The crew.
Yeah. The money, you know the guys who are showing up. So I my most sincere apologies, gentlemen. But you know the guys that are popping in first like this, probably the ones that had the roughest day.
They were ready. They were ready to.
Yeah. They were like, all right. I got some bitching to do.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
So lay it on us, guys. Go ahead and vent.
While they're thinking of what they're going to type, real quick, Mr. Grant. So let them know what you've been up to for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you got the best story.
Yeah. I've been on call and been watching some basketball. That's about it.
How many games have you watched so far? Your sons, you're talking about.
He didn't play much over the weekend. They went to Indiana. We watched it online. Since I was on call, we didn't go. And we've seen one home game. He did pretty good. So they're getting started. They got a, fairly new team. See how it is to play together. Have to learn each other and get the motions down.
That's how it all starts. Cool.
Yep.
What's the record so far? Well, what's their win-loss record right now?
Officially, I think they're 2-4. 2-4. Like season-wise, they're 1-0 in their actual season conference.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. Very cool. Mr. Stanley Orchard, you've probably been busy over the last 2 weeks. What you been up to?
I have not. I did I know. We did Sharkathon. We did the end of the 4th season. And we're going to be putting some stuff together for that because, we've got the giveaway that we do every year. That's into play. And anybody who wants in on that, how that goes. It's already active on there if you find it. So we're going to be doing a thing about that. We're doing some stuff with Team C's. And we're going to continue to put out some videos from, here and there. I just destroyed myself from Sharkathon. I ended up being laid up in bed for like 3 days after that. And I'm taking a little bit of time off. I'm going to put out the stuff that we have now because we do still have a little bit going on, and I'm still going to go fishing. But I'm looking forward to taking probably a solid 2-week vacation before we hit it up again.
Nice. Very nice. I wish I had a great 2 weeks. So for those of you that don't know, I've got a jacked up back from back in the old days, my Army days, right? And I made a wrong move 2 Sundays ago and was incapacitated, i.e. I could not even walk. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been recovering, and it's just been the last 2 days I've been able to walk around the house a little bit without too much pain. So if I pop in and out, it's probably because I'm got to change positions now and then. 'Cause the back is still jacked up, but a lot better than it was, and that's kind of one of the reasons. I think the first Monday that we took off, that was the Monday after my back went out, so I was definitely not going to be getting on the computer. And then Grant, that was your son's basketball game at the exact same time as the show, so we said, you know what, let's take a week. And I think the following Monday, I was the same excuse. My back was still jacked. Grant was on call, and Stanley said, look, I'm not going to have you guys make me go solo, suckers. So he said, you know what, let's take
one of those I was going to call in, and you guys beat me to the punch, and I let you take the blame. But there was something going on. I don't remember what it was, where I was just about to call you guys and be like, look, I got a problem. And then you're like, oh, I hurt my back. And Grant's like, you had the game. And I was like, you guys, this is pitiful. Oh.
Look at one of the pups.
Yeah, Mr. Tucker. They just come inside. Now he wants down already.
Oh, it's time to wrestle. Time to wrestle. What's going on over there in the chat? Saw Dust and Moonshine Monday. Very cool. Man Glitter been flying today. Man Glitter. What are you talking about, Grant? Man Glitter?
Yeah, that sawdust.
Oh, okay.
I like
man
that.
Glitter. I like that term.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard it
That
termed Man Glitter. I like that.
NBA, that needs to be a T-shirt. Like, that needs to be your T-shirt, man.
That's right. He was doing something where he was working. He was at work, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of wood shop Wednesday when he's turning wood, and he's been building snowman here lately.
I think I seen something about that on Facebook, actually.
That's so awesome.
Yep.
I got to say, like, and this kind of holds for a lot of you guys. Danny, I've talked to you about it before. Grant and John, you guys are aware of it. But NBA, I want to tell you personally, because you're like the epitome of this. So I have a hard time, like YouTube and social media, stuff like that. Like, I don't get on my phone to do much of that stuff anymore. If I'm watching stuff, I'm watching it on TV, and I can't comment with the controller. And NBA, I'm not 100% up to date with like anybody at all, but I want you to know you're one of those guys that I pop it on the TV and stuff like that, and you don't get a comment from me. And again, I'm not 100% on everything, but I want you to know you're on there. I'm sorry that I don't leave more comments. Your Instagram stuff is awesome, by the way.
Cool.
Hey, Sail the Spear, how are you doing? Dude, it's been a minute since I've seen you. What you been up to?
Very cool. Bait the hook.
What's up, Tim?
Guys, all right. We got some folks in here now.
Cheers.
We got the crew coming in.
Yep. So Stanley said, you said something about Team C's, and that was one of my things. When the back went out, it was like just days before I wanted to shoot some kind of just a little video like this, talking about Team C's and what it means and all that, and get it out there on the 29th of October when their big opening was. And I talked to Stanley and Grant about that back, and they're like, look, it starts on the 29th. You don't have to have something on the 29th. And I thought about it, I said, you know what, that's absolutely true. So I've done a lot of work, I think, on social media, Facebook especially, but also Twitter, sharing their stuff and resharing stuff. And then sometime when I'm moving around a little better, probably in the next week or so, I'm going to shoot a little video. I'm going to have that light video done, hopefully. Just got to get this in, but I can't get in the boat right now. But when I get that done, I thought about, hey, I'll throw some Team C stuff in that video. But then I thought, well, that's probably not a good idea just because that's going to be an evergreen video. And people, looking at that video 6 months from now and be like, what's all this Team C's? Tell us about what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do a standalone little video for Team C's. And then, I don't want to be on its own.
I got a next level thought on that. At least I think it is. I don't know. But one thing that I've been doing, I've been having their thing at the introduction of my videos, doing shorts, and I'll put it. I haven't done this, but I've been considering putting an ad for Team C's at the end of the video. It's not a very valuable spot, which is why I haven't done this. But My thought is that come 2022, come the new year, when it's not a thing anymore, you can use the YouTube editor to cut off that 30 seconds of the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I haven't fully fleshed that out. I have played with that before, and it's a thought on making that work.
Yeah, I'd have to mess with that and see what it's like. I have not tried that. Very cool.
Yeah, it's an experiment on my end. I tried doing that with some videos that had real bad drops and at the beginning and end of videos. So I cut out the beginning and the end, like 8 seconds here, there, stuff like that. And I'm seeing an uptick. I'm seeing better performance. It hurts to do that, so I don't know if I'm going to continue doing it, but it did work.
You talk about that. I always thought, well, maybe it was just me, but like the beginning of my videos, there's always a whoop, and then it does a. I'm like, God. But then I forgot his name. You know him on Twitter. He's on Twitter a lot, but he's YouTuber. He was probably at your vid some. He posted some. He was talking about something else, but he shared some images of his. And I'm like, oh, his look just like mine. Those are people that just click on it and they're there for a couple of seconds. Oh, this isn't what I want to watch, and click away. And no matter what you said in those first 10 seconds, they're not going to change their mind because it's not what they're looking for. So that's just.
There's always going to be a drop. Yeah, there's always going to be a drop, but if you can eliminate 2% of that drop, that does make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, it definitely would. Might be my cheesy intro. I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah. So I don't know. We really didn't talk about. We talked about this a little bit, guys, but I'm thinking, especially for the folks that's in the panel today, or in the chat today. We're looking to have guys come up here, as a guest and just hang out with us on these Monday lives. So I've already talked to Danny once. Mr. Baker's going to try to get time set up, where it matches his schedule, and he wants to come on with us. I think that'd be awesome. Any of the other folks, if you want to come and be on the panel with us, it's not rocket science. We all just sit up here and talk about what's going on. But if you want to, just get a hold of any one of us. All of their links are down below. You're on my channel right now. And we all have ways to contact us through our channel. So if you're like, hey, I'd like to hang out for a Monday with those guys, contact one of us. And then, we'll be like, no, he sucks. We don't want. No, I'm kidding. We're glad to have somebody come on so they can see a fresh face instead of these old mugs, right? So
there's 1 or 2 names in the chat. This does not apply to you. You know who you are. Now everybody there's going to be like, I wonder, is he talking about? Is it because of that thing I said that time? Did he take that seriously?
They're looking at the chat. Who is it? Who is that?
Oh, it's right. Everybody's like, oh, I know it's that guy.
Almost, Danny. Well, Dan, let's see. I want to say next week is Stanley. So
okay.
I'm thinking if next week lines up with you, talk to Stanley and see if he can get you in.
We need to have that chat, but we need to have that chat on. Let's text me or something. Let's have that chat behind the scenes. And you gentlemen, I'll keep you guys. We'll be in touch about this. There's a couple of people that I've been talking to about coming on.
Good.
And I not trying to push anybody, but there's a possibility that I might have somebody who's already signed up for it. I throw darts at some big names sometimes, and if I can get one of those guys, I'm going to try to reel them in.
Yeah, we'll get you in, Danny, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody in the chat maybe, but Danny had a rough go. I guess, and I don't remember the exact details, Danny. That's why, I'm not going to go into great detail because it's something you can discuss with us when you're on the panel. But he had a channel with someone else, and it was a lot of video, and then something happened, and all his stuff got deleted. Not because YouTube, I don't think it was, but it was this other person. And so he's kind of started over. So he's got I want to say around 40 subs, right? And so
starting over.
Yeah, he's starting over, and he does good stuff. I just watched a video of his. He's fishing one of my local lakes here out of the kayak on Bronick. I'm like, man, this guy does good videos. Why is he so small? And then I remember, I'm like, oh yeah, he's starting all over again. So maybe we can get him on here and help him out with that too.
And the gentleman does some really cool, just FYI, he does some really cool, he does spearfishing. He does a lot of stuff down in our area. Also a good guy. Like I said, we'll be having him on here. If you are interested in checking him out, kayak fishing, stuff like that, I've got his link going into the chat right there.
Awesome. Yeah. So
that sucks. I feel so bad about that. He had a really good channel. Now it's garbage, but he used to have a really good channel.
Poor Danny.
Sail to Spear is in Australia. Man, some of my favorite YouTube. I got to write your name down.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite channels I follow are in Australia, man. Some of the waters and the fish down there. Good Lord.
With a Sail to Spear, could you tell me something? Are you familiar with Dom's Fishing Adventure? I got a question for you. If you are, I don't know if this is an Australia thing or a Dom's thing, but he's always talking about fishing Tucker. And I'm curious if that's like an Australia thing or is that just a him thing? I don't get the joke, and I don't feel like I feel like I'm outside of an inside joke, so I don't feel like asking. But in a private live stream like this, I can ask about that.
Yes, you can. That's right. Yeah, Danny, we do need to hook up and do some fishing, man. It's like I said, with the way it went on. I've already canceled a trip I was supposed to be going on Veterans Day weekend. I probably am not going to be on the water again until January. I know I've got to be healthy enough to make a road trip to Albuquerque for Christmas. We're going to haven't seen my mom in years, and she's up there in Albuquerque. So I'm going to get up there and see her and some of my family that, again, also I haven't seen in years. So
and you have some other plans that you have committed to. I'm confidently going to sit here and be sure that you have not forgotten about it and that you're just acting like that.
Is that the catfishing trip?
Grant knows.
Oh,
Grant remembers.
That's a given. All right.
Good answer.
I thought you were talking about like some.
I need the freshwater help, man. I don't got it down here. I need the guidance.
All right. I should just get you guys come up here and we go to Calaveras. That'd probably be the easiest.
Yeah, for sure.
We should definitely get.
I want to own it out on Canyon, but Calaveras, all right, game on.
Canyon's a lot more work. You can go to Canyon and just not catch, no matter how many times you decide. It's a tough lake to fish. It's a great lake to, jet ski and do all that kind of stuff on, but it is a tough lake. It's probably the hardest lake around here to fish.
Why have you never used that in the title of a video? Catching catfish on the like we make it look easy on the hardest lake in Texas. There's a title for you.
I like that.
There you go.
I like that. Next time I do fish there, if I catch something, because if I don't, it's not a video. I've done.
No, you take a nice chest full of big catfish that you bought from the grocery store. You take them with you, and you make that video happen.
Catch them in Calaveras, and then take them up there to Canyon Lake.
Yeah. I never did a video about this because the actual concept did not go through. But I believe one time I took a shark to Waco, like a full shark.
You're that guy when we see the news report of a shark.
I'm not going to be that guy. No, I will say, let me say that when my dad, my brother, and I have a couple of drinks, we get some funny ideas. And if you ever hear about something like people freaking out about that, you're not going to hear my name associated with it. It's going to be like a joke. I'm not doing it as a publicity stunt. I'm doing it as a joke to have some fun with people, something like that. But if you ever hear about that, like, shark found in Waco Lake, you can at least be like, I wonder if that's what he was talking about in that live stream.
Exactly. Hey, Danny, they can be. I'll be honest, me and Joel, my buddy that I usually fish with, he loves crappie fishing, and we finally a few years back started finding some crappie there on Canyon. But we were like, hey, we got it, and then like 6 months later, it's like And then the next year we can't find no crappie, and then we lucked into some. So even for crappie, when you find them, it's good, but they can be hard to find. One of my most, well, we're telling stories here, right, guys? Can I tell a fishing story? All
That's
right.
what we do.
One of my most fun trips I've had fishing on Canyon Lake. Me and Joel went and we put in down by the dam. Now, typically, if we're going for crappie or something, we fish up at the river end of the lake, right? But this time we're going down by the dam because we're going to try to find some striper because there are striper in that lake, right? So we got intel from people and we know an area we want to try and we're just lures. We're not bringing no, when we're going for crappie, we bring minnows. We're not bringing no minnows or nothing. And we get out there and all of a sudden so we got the dam to our right, main rest of the lake to our left, a shoreline in front of us, and it just starts breaking on top of the water. Right, and so we get over there and we start slinging lures, right, spoons, and largemouth bass. I'm like, largemouth bass, and we're thinking because this is feeding frenzy, we're thinking stripers are in there, and Joel did bring out one striper, about 19, 20 inches. Other than that, it was largemouth bass after largemouth bass, one smallmouth bass, but all the rest we probably caught over 20 bass that day at that time, just one after the other. And you could see in the water, they were feeding, there was some kind of spawn, something happened. They're little bitty, looked like, I guess, glass minnows is what you'd call them, right? Just a real small minnow that looks almost see-through. And they were all over the place on top of the water. And these bass were just tearing them up. So all we had was just a little silver spoon that looked like those bait fish. And we're just slinging in the middle of them. And then it would die down. And we'd kind of watch. All of a sudden, it fires up over to the other side of us. Race the boat over there, kill it right before we get to them, and just start slinging into them. Man, that was probably the most fish I've ever caught on Canyon Lake in one trip. It was just a blast. And it was just straight catch and release. Bring a bass in, release a bass. Bring a bass in, release a bass. No camera gear. Didn't plan to shoot any video. It was cool. But other than that, I've had many days where I've gone there and left with memories, no memories of fish though, just memories of being on the water and that's it. So it's one of those kind of lakes.
If I ever have a day like that, I'm pulling up to the marina, the one that's sitting right behind that restaurant, and just fishing right by the docks. Dude, those fish pile up over there. People will be pissed at me, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll run you off. Here's the thing now. I know people who, and Danny, if you're still in here, night fishing, Canyon Lake, not the marina with the restaurant, but the one on the other side of the lake, and they're owned by the same people. They feed the fish in there, and you can go in there and catch some crappie in there at night with lights, right? But you cannot tie off to their docks. They don't own the water, and there's been a few times when they try to intimidate people to, hey, you're not allowed in here because you go beyond a little break wall to get in there, but the water's not theirs. They can't do that. But you can't tie off to their docks either. So like my boat, I got that trolling motor where I can just anchor lock right where I'm at, and I'm good. I can fish all I want. So it's not, we haven't done it yet. Me and Joe are probably going to do that sometime this coming year, hopefully.
I like the yet.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's such a dick move, but
it's hard to
whatever.
film at night too. That's the other problem, is lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But heck yeah, I want to go catch some crappie off them docks, man.
Get yourself a couple of lanterns, because even at night, we have a hard time filming at the beach at night. But if you have a couple of lights, we turn the headlights on the trucks. We take those crack lights like you had, hang them on the fishing rods. You got the headlights. You got enough light, you can actually make that look really pretty. Yeah,
we got a couple. We bring lanterns every time we go somewhere. But I seen somebody do this. I thought it was really neat. You know how a lot of center consoles, they got the pole holders on the sides of the center console. Mine doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the back, on the two back compartments. There's 3 pole holders, and then I got some I put in up front. But anyways, these guys were night fishing, and what they did was took some PVC pipe, made a T, put some of that tape LED lights on it, down clamps onto the battery, and now they got this light that they turn it on whenever they want. Like when somebody's catching a fish, they turn it on so they can film it, and then turn it off when they're just regular fishing. I was like, that's pretty neat. I like that idea. Cheap and easy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But hopefully by this time next year, I don't even have this boat anymore. So we'll see.
This time next year, we're all going to be fishing out of a 28-foot contender.
That would be really nice. I found the boat I want right now. Unfortunately, my boat's not ready to sell yet. Because if I could sell my boat right now, I would try to get this boat. It's in Louisiana. It's a Robalo. It's got twin Yamaha 225 4-strokes on it.
Ooh.
And it is 26 foot, but it is in great shape. It doesn't have the most up to date graph, so I'd have to update the graph. But other than that, it's in really good shape.
Yeah, that's a chip. I didn't know you were moving into the ballpark of that kind of boat. If you need a partner in assistance, I'm not saying you do, but if something happens to where you do, and you want to have that conversation, I'm there for that conversation because we're speaking the same language on that one.
Cool. Cool.
Mark Larson, I have not been bow hunting yet. I'm going Thursday. I'm off Thursday for the holiday. Took off Friday, got the weekend off. So if I need 4 days of bow hunting coming up.
Nice. Yeah, Danny. Stanley's even snorkeled Canyon Lake. It is a nice clear water lake.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Live in Minnesota Outdoors. How you doing?
Hey, what's up?
See ya.
Good to see you.
So, Grant, are you going to be able to pull off like filming for bow hunting? Do you have issues with that? I'm kind of curious. I've actually been wanting to pick your brain about this for a while.
Yeah, like the buck I got last year, I had the Tacticam on my bow, but you couldn't see the shot. So yeah, it's hard to film. It's hard to self-film bow hunting. For me, it is. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you got the right equipment, I would love to have somebody film for me. That would be nice.
That makes all the difference in the world. I'm not going to lie. That Sharkathon, everybody, I've had a lot of comments about like all the footage from Sharkathon. And I have a lot of people to thank for that because that wasn't me filming. That was my brother Peter. John got us a lot of amazing like footage and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I was going to ask about was that Tacticam for one, because I'm looking for something for my rifle, and I knew that the Tacticam was one of the ways to go with that. But when you say it'd be nice to have somebody filming, now I'm kind of like, I see something that I could like. I have some value in going up there and
yeah, it'd make a difference.
Yeah, you see them all the time. You got maybe 2 stands up, unless it's a big enough stand. You got the shooter in one, and you got the camera person in another one.
Yep.
You're talking about bow hunting and all that, and I'm not a bow hunter, but I did get this thing for Christmas.
Crossbow, yeah.
2 years ago.
Wait. Move it back. Back the other end.
Still got the tags on it.
I saw that too. That's a sick setup.
I have not.
I don't see a camera on it though.
I have not fired it yet, so I gotta get somewhere where I can fire this thing and get that scope zeroed, and that's going to be my bow hunting setup right there.
Yeah.
If I ever find some place to bow hunt.
Yeah, one of Janet's friends, female, she got her first buck with a crossbow over the weekend. I believe it was Sunday, 7-pointer.
Nice.
She was pretty excited.
Yeah, I bet. Very cool.
Mark is saying the same thing about how difficult it is to film hunting. Man, I really want to do this right. I want to figure this out. This is not something I've spent a lot of time practicing either. Has anybody spent any time with those cameras that you put on the scope? I don't like anything touching my scope. My guns are absolutely dead centered, and I hate that idea. But I would love to get that shot.
Well, I haven't done that, but what I was thinking of was they've got that mount to put your phone on your scope.
Yeah.
So you can record through your phone, and when you're shooting, you got this great big phone screen instead of actually look. So if I was going to do because I've filmed one deer hunt so far, and I had the GoPro mounted on the Windows thing, and It's a blind that I'd never been in before, and that morning I had to try to figure it out. So it was hard. I was lucky that I got anything on film. But I think if I was going to do it again, I might invest in one of those, and just make sure your rifle's zeroed and crank down that scope's cranked down nice and tight. And I don't think it's too much of an issue, but I don't know. I've seen people use them. I just have never messed with one myself.
Yeah. Yeah. David mentions the 360. Yeah. So I've not bow hunted yet with the GoPro Max. So that might make a difference this year.
Yeah, man, clamp that somewhere in like the window where you're looking out to shoot from. It's going to see whatever you're shooting, hopefully, and you can have it see you. You can have the video of you full draw. Oh man,
yeah,
I didn't even think of that.
That would be great for getting like my personal thought on this. This would be like my ideal with the stuff that I have. I got a 360, and my ideal setup for filming a hunting trip would be, I want something on the scope. I want to see that kill shot. You got to have that shot. I'm going to have the 360 in the blind, and after I get a kill, then I'm taking the camera off of my scope, and I'm going to film some, like I'm sitting there waiting, I'm talking to the camera. I'm going to film a little bit of that after the shot so that I have that good footage, because 360 footage is not that good, especially in the dark, in my opinion, like whatever. But so I'm going to double down on that kind of footage. Then if I can somehow get, like if I'm out there for multiple days, I'll take that 360 and put it outside the blind for a little bit while I'm hunting one day. And try to put those cameras in as many different locations. Like after I get the shot, the shot that's needed, then I'm going for like, okay, I need as many angles as possible. I need to get, I'm going to have I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to record me talking about everything. I'm going to do the discussion. But now I want the footage that's going to be the B-roll that's going over the top of
that. Nice.
That's my ideal setup. And that's going to be, obviously super hard to pull off. And if you don't get that one shot.
Can putting the camera on the bow cause issues with the weight, and will it affect the accuracy of the shot on maybe not on compound or a recurve or on a compound?
Yeah,
maybe.
The compound, the Tacticam goes on the stabilizer.
Okay.
Same spot. Yeah.
I did see somebody, I forgot whose video it was, bow hunting, and he took that dang GoPro clip-on one that you can turn the GoPro and do all this, and just clipped it right on his damn bow and used it that way. I don't know if that's the best. I wouldn't think that would be the best way to do it, but I just don't hunt. I don't get to hunt enough to want to invest in all that. If I fell into a situation where I got to hunt more often, I mean, it was last time I've been hunting was 2018, so
I'm in the same boat with you on that one.
If it happened more often, then I would consider investing in things that are more, because like the thing you put on your scope, you're not going to use it anywhere else. That's the only time you're going to use it. So if you're going hunting once every 4 years, now for Grant, I think it'd be a great investment.
Well, see, I don't use the scope. I don't use the scope for anything.
Oh, you don't use the scope on your rifle at all?
We can't use a rifle.
Oh, your shotgun?
Yeah, I don't shotgun hunt. Well, we can use a scope for shotgun, but yeah, I don't shotgun hunt. I just bow hunt.
Only bow hunt. Oh, okay. Well, you can use it on your bow. You've already said that. So
you're on the live stream now. What are you asking about?
Put it on a shotgun when you're duck hunting.
Yes.
Okay, so we're having tuna steaks for dinner, and she's mad about the size of the tuna steaks. I haven't been fishing enough, baby doll, to get us the right size tuna steaks. You can't blame me for that.
That's kind of small. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is. It's been a while since I've gone on one of those trips. So I tell you what, I will fix this.
Hey, I just caught some tuna in February, so
I joke about that. I've never actually caught a tuna other than Benita.
Yeah. I guess they count until you catch a real tuna.
Yeah, that's what I can say. Like I can stand toe to toe with the fishermen and be like, "Oh yeah, tuna." I can talk all about yellowfin and but the fact that I've been on trips where we caught them, and I've caught species that people have never heard of. but I just haven't done tuna. I just have not been the guy that had the right rod in his hand, when it happened.
That's like me and flounder. Joel and
Yeah.
Shay both have caught keeper flounder in my boat, and I've never caught a keeper flounder yet.
Nice.
Flounder's a goofy one. I have the hardest time getting into flounder.
Yeah, right. They changed the rule on flounder too this year. That they had
Can't do it right now.
Our limit was reduced November through mid-December to 2, and now it's no flounder from November through December. So we're going down there in November. Like, not gonna get no flounder. I see one of the guys on Facebook post who fishes down there at the jetties and stuff. He was coming off the jetty. Game warden stopped him, checked him. Yeah, they're cleaning and all that. Didn't have any fish. And the game warden asked him if he wanted some flounder. He said, yeah, but they're not legal right now. He goes, well, I got someone who kept some, so now they're yours, and gave him the flounder. I was like, that's cool.
Wow.
Is it me? Oh, no, it's his.
He's coming back on it. That is freaking the coolest thing I've heard. I want to know who that guy is, because that's like, you don't want it to go to waste. And for him to hook somebody up with that, on the jetty, that's just freaking awesome.
Yeah, that is good.
Go him. He deserves a
That's
pat
what
on the
they
back.
usually do. Is they're supposed to donate it to somebody if they know a family who's needy, or they just give it to other fishermen there. And you find somebody who's fished all day, didn't catch nothing. Well, guess what? Take home some flounder. You can lie to your wife and tell her how you caught these flounder for her.
It makes me regret all of those days where I snuck off the jetty.
Just not to be seen by them.
Yeah, for whatever stupid reason.
Yep. So, Grant, right now you got bow hunting, but what else? What's next? What's coming up? Is it back to fishing? Is it going to be too cold? What's going on up there?
Man, I should go try to catch some crappie, and we might, if I get lucky and shoot a deer early this weekend, might try to catch some crappie. But duck season, it's come in on Thanksgiving Day. Well, I started duck hunting when I was 18, so. But as far as I know, before that, duck season's come in on Thanksgiving Day. Okay. Well, this year it's not coming in until Saturday, but after Thanksgiving. So
get to enjoy Thanksgiving with the family and then go duck hunting.
Yeah. Well,
all I hear is that in the very near future, I'm going to be seeing a video called Illinois Surf and Turf.
Crappie and
I'm looking forward to that.
And venison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, I haven't had venison in the freezer, in a couple years. 2018 was the last time I killed something.
Man, I'm getting desperate. My parents got 5 acres out in Papalote, and I'm seriously thinking of baiting it in a little bit
and just come on. You never know. Might pop in. Now up here, they'll tell you if you have less than 10 acres, you're not allowed to hunt on it. But
really? I didn't know that was the case. I don't know the rules.
Well,
I don't hunt enough.
It probably varies by county, because a lot of the different hunting rules vary by county.
That's crazy. If you have less than 10 acres, you can't hunt on your own property.
Right.
Wow.
Well, and everybody in Texas likes to use a high-power rifle, so that's probably part of the problem right there.
Yeah. We bait the crap out of them, and we shoot it with. And the deer down here are tiny too. They're not like the deer you guys got up there. We got these tiny little things. They're adorable. You make earrings out of them. And we shoot them with the biggest damn guns.
Yeah. And usually your distance is about, you're going to put that feeder out about 100 yards. About 100 yards is what it is. That's crazy.
Yeah, no rifles and no baiting here.
See, when I was in Michigan now, it's changed since I was there. But when I was up there as a teenager, the first time I ever deer hunted, because I just turned 16, same thing. It was shotgun only, and you couldn't be in an elevated stand. You had to be on the ground level. And I was thinking, that's kind of dumb. If you're elevated, you're shooting down, where if you're on ground level, shotgun. My first deer was a 3-point buck that I shot with a single shot 20 gauge. And I had to shoot him twice. This deer, I'm sitting out here on this stump, And my dad, okay, now this is the other side of the story. My dad's got a doe permit because you had to draw doe permits, right? And he's like, hey, I'm out here. So if you see a doe and you get a doe, just whistle and I'll come bring the doe permit. Oh, okay, Dad, whatever. So I know there's a deer coming. It's going to get shot, whatever it is. And it pops out and it's got this one on one side and two on the other. And I'm all with my 20 gauge, I line up. Boom. And the deer kind of goes down front and then pops up and takes off. Well, the property I'm on is questionable who actually owns it. So I'm running.
I've done this one. I've done that hunt.
I'm running after this deer, reloading the single shot 20 gauge, and I get up to him, and it's hard to explain, but he has his butt towards me, right? His head's up, looking back towards me, and his legs are off to the side. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to aim right at his damn head, right? So I go to aim, that mug stands up, and I shoot, and he goes down. And then I get there, and he's still very much alive. So I pull out my knife. I had a buck knife, as a matter of fact. Cut his throat, right? So done. Start blowing the whistle for Dad. Some people came up. Hey, this is our property. What are you doing here? Where'd that deer? I said, he came from that way. No, we were tracking that deer. I said, no, you came this way. You guys came from that. Anywho, get the deer home. We got it clean. Skin it out, and not one pellet from the 20 gauge was in the body of the deer. I broke the first shot, we figure broke his front leg on my side. And the second shot from behind him when he was getting up, pellets hit the other three legs. I didn't have a pellet in his body. So the only thing that killed him was me cutting his throat. I broke all four of his legs.
Wow.
And that was the first deer.
I don't even know. That is tragic, John.
Poor guy.
I got him. I was happy.
You're like the Italian mobster of hunters. Like you're just aiming for knees.
Yeah, taking out the kneecaps, buddy.
I thought you used slugs in those things when you hunt with a 20 gauge.
No, up there it's really thick brush and trees, so we use buckshot because a slug less chance of getting through all that shit. Where buckshot, at least some of it would get through.
Yeah, okay.
And at 20
Makes
gauge,
sense.
I don't even remember now. I haven't shot 20 gauge in 100 years, but the largest buckshot isn't that big for a 20 gauge because I think it only has like 5 in the shell. So I don't think it was double lot. Maybe it was double lot. Maybe somebody in the discussion over there knows. Yeah, I did hit a deer with my wife's Jeep here in Texas, but it was, so in Texas, it's not legal to pick up a deer off the road.
Wait. Say it again?
In Texas, it is not legal to pick up roadkill, deer or whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You
gotta
can't
call the game warden.
I didn't know you could do that anywhere.
Yeah, you can call. Yeah, Michigan is like, hey, throw that sucker in the back. Let's go. Audrey was in, I don't know whose vehicle. I wasn't with her, but her brother and her mom. She hit a deer in Michigan, and it flies off into the ditch. And so Dale goes down there to get it, and it's still alive. Well, he had nothing. He had a pocket knife, so he had to pull out his pocket knife to finish it off, and then they do it in the back of the vehicle.
I had a plastic straw.
Yeah, exactly. I had to bite it, throat out too.
I only had my thumb, so I just.
Is this live stream going to get demonetized just for how we're?
Oh yeah. This whole channel just got demonetized.
Graphic content.
Yeah. We had a guy. We were going out after Nilgai a couple years ago, and we were in the boat. We were going down the channel, and we pull out. We're launching, and the guy next to us are in a little flat bottom boat, and they're head to toe full camo. I was just like in jeans and a t-shirt. I'm just like, I'm not, I don't got it. I got a gun. That's all I got. I got a gun and a direction to go. These guys they know what they're doing. They're full garb. And so we kind of look at them over there, and I've got like the rifle, and then that's it, just like a band t-shirt. And that's like, I look like the biggest putz out there, but I own it. And I'm like, yeah, so you boys going for Nilgai? And they're like, no, we're going for ducks. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So, but we have a conversation about it, and they're like, oh yeah, we've done Nilgai plenty of times. He said, we were out here cruising down the canal one time, and we ran across a couple of Nilgai that were swimming across the channel. And we were like, well, hell yeah, boys, we got this now. All they did is take their bow line and wrap it around the head of them as they were like swimming by, and then just kept going. and that's how they got their nil guy that day.
That's brutal.
So if we're demonetizing, we're just going to go ahead and own demonetizing the channel today.
That is brutal.
Yeah, I couldn't have done that. I'd have found it. I'd have pulled the thumb, something.
For those of you not in Texas, those and a lot of the others are exotics, right? And exotics, there's no season, there's no you gotta have a hunt license, and that's it. And there's no season, no limit. Shoot them at night if you want, whatever. So ibex, there's all kinds of crazy stuff down here running around that got off of these big ranches that people shoot. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So you know what a red stag is, right? It looks kind of like an elk, right? The stag is the one with and then the female is a red deer. So it's a red deer. They're both red deer. So I got a female one. She was probably, I would say, 250 to 300 pounds, right? So I filled the freezer. Best tasting meat I've ever had. And there's we just happened to be on a place. We did one of those $100. You can shoot a spike or a doe, fill the freezer type hunts, and they take you out and put you in a stand. He goes, I got these red deer out here. We're trying to get rid of them. So, $400, you can shoot one of these red deer if you got it. And I'm like, hey, Audrey, can you swing $400 for what the hell's a red? Just like an elk. Okay. So
how much is that? Like,
it was $400.
How much
now it's
that in our vicinity down here? That's in South Texas?
So where were we? Who was I hunting with? I'm trying to think of which. It's right here near San Antonio. Matter of fact, Pipe Creek area. If you take it's 16 out of San Antonio heading west, so it's west of San Antonio. Now that place they're not even letting you hunt anymore. But there's tons of places like that up here where you pay $100.
I didn't know. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, pay $100 and go shoot a doe, whatever. And then a lot of them have exotics.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat for $400.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. And that was a deal just because they were trying to get them off the ranch. They were tearing up their feeders. They had those nice feeders out, and them big ass son of guns come in there and just tear them up, I guess.
Right.
And they're one of those ML something ranch where they're working with the Parks and Wildlife biologists to manage their herd. It's a high fence, right? So when you hunt there, you have to have a license, but you don't use your tag on whatever you shoot. You use they get special tags, and you use their tag on it. So that's kind of nice too, because then later, if you want to use your tags somewhere else, you can still use your tags.
Yeah, there's so much value in that.
Yeah, and those kind of places are feeding proteins. I mean, they're really, because they're going for those big racks, but on the side you got some really nice doe with some really good meat too.
That's all I want. I got a sausage place. I don't take advantage of this enough, but I got a sausage place 2 blocks up the road. I can literally take, like right now, hernia and everything, I can probably carry 75 to 100 pounds of meat. I can walk from my house to the place to have it processed. And I just don't take advantage of that.
When I started hunting here, the first year, spike, took it to a processor, and then they're not big deer anyway, so the amount of meat I got back and the cost, I've done a little butchering in my life, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, not no more. So since then I started even that red, at the place where we shot it, they dressed it, quartered it, I threw it in my big coolers, brought it home. I have a fridge in the garage that I emptied out, and I made a rack where I could hang the quarters and the rib cages, and I just hung them in there, and then I'd pull one out and I'd break it down myself, my roast, my steaks, whatever. A lot of grind for sausage, and then I got grinder and all that. I make my own sausage, so it saves money, but it's a lot of work, really. It is, especially on a big animal.
I do all the dressing myself, but I'll bone it, and I'll take the prime cuts, and then everything else, I put it in a bag and take it up to these guys, and they cut it up. They don't care as long as it's off the bone. They're good.
That's cool. That is cool.
But can't do it with hogs. They only take deer.
Yeah, I'm over
hogs. You got to switch out the equipment.
I got that, and it was a small hog, and it's still I do a lot of pork shoulders and ribs and stuff, and bot. And so I do this little hog. I'm like, you know what? It's not as good as the stuff I can buy in the store. And I had to pay to go hunt this hog that other people, it's a nuisance, but they're still gonna make you pay to shoot it for them. You know what I mean? WTF, Mike?
Oh,
I know.
that's yeah.
I'm dry tonight, Mike. I'm dry. Look at that.
Cheers, Mike.
Yes, sir.
I'll drink to that, Mike. Pleasure
Yep.
seeing you, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, now I bet he gets some nice deer up there in the Dakotas, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, have you? How's it been up there with the hunting? Have you been out?
Yeah, Mike, you shooting anything up there right now?
He's probably been busy. I know that guy's a workaholic.
So you got duck hunting
is
coming up right after Thanksgiving, right, Grant?
Saturday.
What's the next big thing for you after that?
Man, I probably won't do any other kind of hunting this year, so it'll be crappie fishing after duck season.
No turkey for you?
I did buy turkey tag for my bow like I do every year, but I've never shot one with my bow.
Okay.
But
Now,
yeah, I do have a bow tag in case I do see one.
do you get a fall and spring turkey hunt?
For bow, it's only fall.
Yeah. See, I don't know what it is for bow here, but for shotgun here, there's a spring hunt and there's a fall hunt. So Camp Bolus, you guys, if you're on Facebook, part of my job training soldiers, we go out there into the woods and train them, and we're allowed to put in for hunts there, where a lot of it, like deer, it's a drawing, and it's hard to get because there's a lot of old guys putting in, and it builds up. The more you've been putting in, the more likely you are to get it. And I would be a newbie. But there's some areas where you can just, if it's the right season, you got to follow all Texas Parks and Wildlife as far as harvest rules, But you can sign into an area up there and go hunt, turkey. So there's only shotgun and bow allowed on the installation right now. They had rifles. They took rifles out, but they might be bringing them back. So I'm gonna keep my eye on that because even small game would be fun. But I'd really like to go up there. I've seen tons of turkey on that place, but of course, the day you're out there with the shotgun is probably the day you don't see the turkey. You know what I mean? And I don't know nothing about. My brother was a big turkey hunter, but I've never done it, so I don't know nothing about calling or any of that kind of stuff. So I'd have to get educated. You can bring somebody with you if they can't shoot, but if you got somebody who knows how to call, right? Maybe have them sit with you, try calling a turkey, I guess.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, we have a fall and spring shotgun turkey season.
Okay. Mike, your niece got a Boone and Crockett trophy buck, huh? Her very first deer? Holy crap.
Spoiled already.
It's all downhill from there. That's why I told Audrey her first redfish was a 30-inch redfish. I'm like, that's not going to happen every time. Just understand that.
Right.
That's cool, though.
I have shot. Yeah, I got to say that I have to joke. I have actually only ever shot one deer in my life, and it was a doe. So
it's meat.
We did a lot of hog hunting down here growing up because we didn't have land, and hogs was something that we could trap them and help people out. But that's all I got as far as deer. I want to fix that. I want to change that.
Yeah, it's hard in Texas. You either got to have a lease, you got to know, a family with a ranch. There is some public lands, but I mean the public lands are, gone over with a fine-tooth comb by everybody else in the same boat. I ain't got my own lease. I ain't got my own ranch. I'm going to go hunt in the public land too. Yeah,
or those public lands you're talking about is like spoil islands on the side of the International Canal. You got to have a boat. Like it's so inaccessible getting in front of deer legally.
Yeah. Oh, he posted a picture in the group. Did you just post it now, Mike? Or did you post it
now?
Okay, I'm gonna.
All right, cool.
Look at it right now.
There is a way. You got to be Johnny on the spot, and we don't have Mike's permission or nothing, so I'm not encouraging this. but there is a way you can pull that off of there and post it on here, especially since you have like the full StreamYard
I
thing.
could do that.
Yeah, you do that too.
Look at that
Yeah.
beast.
It's a pretty deer.
Dang, nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
Nice mature buck too. Yeah. Dang, Mike. So she's got me beat.
You got me beat. Grant's got the wall behind him. He is unbeatable. But other than that, that's where your niece falls on the ladder here.
I don't think any of mine are Boone and Crockett big. Maybe last year's might make Boone and Crockett.
I bet she was pumped. That's an awesome deer. I could only imagine. Buck fever set in. And that shit's real too. Buck fever's real. It hit me, that 8-point that I shot, the one that I got the video on. It hit me, and that wasn't a very big deer, but man, I think you could tell it in the video when I'm shooting the deer. Oh man. So Stanley, you're not you shut down, but you shot your season and you kind of close up for the winter months, but you still do stuff. So other than going catfishing with me, you got anything like, hey, I'm going to go do this, December, January, February, something like that? Anything like that going on?
Oh yeah, I'm not done fishing for one. I'm still gonna be fishing. I'm just not gonna put myself through the stress of like we've got to get something out the door on Monday. I don't care if I'm fishing a puddle in the road. We're putting out a video. Yeah. I'm not gonna stress myself out like that. And so tomorrow, when we did a live stream out at my my in-laws' house, and everybody was very generous, and they made a very generous donation to my father-in-law. That full video will be coming out tomorrow. Nice. And then I'm going to be working on some Team C stuff. We get some good fishing windows. I'm going to be putting out some videos on that coming up. And we have a very special catfishing trip coming up that we're going to be filming. Plus, we got Mexico coming up. It's that time to start planning for Mexico again. So we're putting the plans for the next step of the whole, the year here.
What's killing me even more about not getting to do this Veterans Day trip down there, because we fish around Port Aransas and the jetties and all that, is the folks that from San Antonio that are going down, they're slaying the big redfish right now on those jetties.
Yeah, now's the time that they're.
Oh man, I'm so disappointed. That hurts. I was so looking forward. I haven't had the boat down there early this year with me and Audrey and another couple. It's been a long time.
All you got to do is go to the end of the jetty. The boats pile up out there. Yeah. The reds are all there. It's a 2-minute trip.
Yeah.
And you only need a boat so that you don't have to make the walk.
Yeah, and I never fish around the south jetty though. I've always fished along the north jetty from the boat. There's fewer people, right? And because if I see somebody on the jetty, I'm not going to park out there in front of them while they're trying to fish, because I know
might as well. Everybody else does. You're not going to make anybody mad.
I think that's stupid. So I will go to an area where there's nobody on the jetty fishing, and we'll fish there. And if somebody walks up and starts fishing, we'll screw them. We were here first. But I don't crowd folks that are on the jetty, because they're limited to that. Just like Calaveras Lake, there's one part of the shoreline where people can fish from shore. The whole rest of the lake, you can't get to it because of the power plant. So I don't fish that shoreline from the boat. When we first started fishing there, I crossed a couple people's lines because I didn't know these crazy folks were waiting out this deep and then casting 100 yards after that and waiting back. So we're 150 yards away from the shoreline, and we still tangle their lines. But I was like, you know what? They got that one little shoreline, and I got the whole rest of the lake. We can find someplace else to fish. So I stopped fishing along that shoreline. It's just not worth it to me. That's why I got a boat too, is to get away from crowds. So if I'm fishing somewhere, a bunch of boats are piling up on each other, I'm out of it. I don't care how good the fishing is. I'm finding something else, because I don't.
Well, there's more to catch on that north jetty. Even if the reds are piled up on the south, there's a ton of opportunity regardless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, both jetties are really good. And it's timing. You get there. I mean, this is a good time of year for the reds, but you can be out there one day, and if I learned slack tide, don't even bother. You don't want a ripping tide, but you have to have water movement. It's funny. You can be sitting there catching, all of a sudden the tide stops and the bite stops, or vice versa. You're sitting there and nothing's happening. All of a sudden you notice the tide pick up, your lines start moving, and boom, the bite starts. It's just the way it is.
Hey, I will say I discovered Rich and I went out in that last video. I think it was the last video we did, the last Not Shorts video. I did a video just recently about catching and tagging a redfish. Mm-hmm. Rich and I went out for like an hour and a half. We weren't out there that long, and we discovered a sweet spot. We found a hole, is what we did. We found a deep hole that they were hiding in. If we get the opportunity to get together while the redfish are out there, let me know. I will show you where that spot is.
Cool.
It's a money maker. That's how I did what I did.
David Martin is going moose hunting this weekend. What the?
Kill a big one, David. Kill a monster.
Where at?
Yeah,
David?
get him.
Where are you going moose hunting?
You need a camera person?
He's in Newfoundland.
Oh, okay.
That is so awesome.
Most places here in the States, it's a draw. I know Michigan has some moose now, but it's a draw, just like their elk is. I don't know what it's like in Alaska, but where else are you going to find some moose? You know what I mean? And same with elk.
King Ranch.
Yeah, you can find them here in Texas because these crazy sons of bitches bring them down here. But and there's elk here in Texas are an exotic. So you can shoot them any time of the year.
Yeah.
Day or night.
Yeah, you can get them around Austin.
As long as you're on a legal place to shoot. And there's an elk there, you can shoot it. I was like, damn, let me have one cross my path. Please.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. Guys, we've gone over our time limit here. So, yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome, David.
It is that time.
It is that time.
Next week over Stanley's.
Yep. I've seen Meat Eater on Netflix.
Join us. We may be having a special guest.
Yeah. So next week is over here, Stanley's channel. Guys, you got any closing comments? Grant, anything?
Hope everybody has a great week.
Good. What about you?
I'm looking forward to seeing what you got coming out, Grant. I'm really excited about the hunting stuff that you're talking about. And I would really like to see that Illinois surf and turf.
Yep.
Give it a shot.
Yep. Now let's see if I can do this right on the way out, guys. I got nothing for y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday and a great week. Hopefully some of y'all, like me and Grant, get Thursday off for Veterans Day. If you do, go out and do something and enjoy yourselves. Okay.
And on that note, also, veterans out there, appreciate your service.
Thank you, sir. Sure. I appreciate all my fellow veterans. All right.
Sir.